Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Matt Aubert, and today we are going to talk about high-paying jobs across seas. So some of you have probably never been across seas. You've never been out of America. Some people maybe never been out of your own state, but that's all the more reason to listen up. Okay, so here we go. And where are we talking about? United Arab Emirates. Have you guys heard of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Alain? Okay, there's 7 Emirates that make up the United Arab Emirates. And the jobs that I'm specifically getting into are more or less in the bigger cities. So we're talking Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Those are the big ones, right? With Dubai being the biggest city here, okay? So let's get started. Jobs, first company I'm gonna mention, it's an acronym, it's called ADNOC, okay? Stands for Abu Dhabi National Oil Center, okay? That is the oil and gas industry here. That is it. That's their big company. And they literally employ thousands and thousands of people. I mean, anything from, you got project coordinators, engineers, crane operators, fire watchers, riggers, QC, health and safety. I mean, the same thing that you see in America for oil and gas jobs, whether you're working for Apache or, BP or something like that, same thing over here. They're gonna have the same types of jobs, and they pay very well. Okay, so this is the oil and gas. Some of these jobs do require a degree. Some of them require experience. Some of them require both. It's something all you have to do is look up, and you can find this out easily by just looking it up on the web. Another company is a nuclear company, okay? NAWA, all right? This is their commercial nuclear plant right now, and it's actually in construction. They're building 4 nuclear reactors, and they're pretty big. It's gonna help, it's gonna provide energy up to 25% of the United Arab Emirates once they get this up and running. But they're right now in the construction phase. So obviously, health and safety, things like that. They do need reactor operators, human performance specialists, quality control personnel. Did I mention right waste management? So some of these jobs are more technical. So you do need some kind of a background, some type of training. But again, they pay very well. And the company is NAWA. Another company is nanotechnologies. Okay, nanotechnologies is like more of your computer type jobs. So software development, web testers, and things like that. So if you're computer savvy and you got a good computer background and you've got you've had a lot of experience with that, that's something that you could consider. Another company is called AMAS, Advocates and Legal Consultants. So that's more on the legal side. So you got legal assistants, paralegals, and things like that. So for all you legal folks. Another company, Smart Solutions. So this is more on the engineer side. So you got civil engineers, mechanical engineers, chemical engineers, and those do require degrees. And all these companies and jobs that I've mentioned, like I said, they do pay very well. So, and believe it or not, there are peaks and perks to some of these jobs. Not all of them, but some of them. It just depends on which ones you go, which ones you acquire them in. And when I say peaks and perks, I'm talking like some of them will provide accommodations, housing basically for you. Some of them provide free utilities in your accommodation. Some of them provide transportation and food while you're working. Some of them provide, I mentioned transportation. The peaks and perks it just depends on the company. Another peak and perk for working overseas, something you've probably never thought about, is something called the Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. And for 2019, it was $105,900, meaning when you're working overseas, the first $105,900 are tax exempt from the federal side. Now, this is something you'd still want to get your CPA on, but this is something you could easily look up. This is public information. It's not a big thing to look up. It's probably, you can look it up right now. So that's another huge peak. So you're looking at the first 105,000 roughly that you make. That's going to be, shielded from federal taxes. Federal, not state, federal. So now, if you live in a state that does one of the 7 states that don't have a state tax, like Texas, Tennessee, and things like that in Florida, then you don't have a state tax. So think about that. That's some savings right there. Another thing is the living. So people, you come over here to visit and hang out and see some stuff, but what is it like to live in the United Arab Emirates? And actually, I live here, so you can ask me. It's nice, very nice. I mean, the apartments, everything here is, that's another thing, extremely clean. I did not bring up. I mean, when I say clean, there is like, if you go into a bathroom, there's like 3 people in there wiping it down at all times. Okay, so, and everything is built really big. So like if you get a 3-bedroom, you get like a humongous 3-bedroom. And by the way, most accommodations here have a maid's quarter. You have a lot of people that are here are actually expats like myself. So they come here to work and then they go back home. So, and then one of the jobs that some of the expats come to do, believe it or not, is to be a maid, if you will. So, but they do very well, and that's what they do. They want to come here because while they're the maid or they're the servant or whatever you want to call it, you know, you're paying them money every month. Which, by the way, it's not expensive. You would be surprised how cheap it is to have somebody stay in the house, because what they do when they build these accommodations is that they have a maid's quarter always built into them. So they always have those usually. So if you did want somebody to, you know, clean up and help you out and things like that, it's not much per month to have somebody, I'm telling you. But then again, they get to stay there, so they get free rent and things like that. So it's a good thing for them and a good thing for you. And also, safety here is, I mean, if I was to drop my wallet on the ground, I could like come back tomorrow, right? And it would be there. Nobody touches anything. And the reason why is because in the UAE, you will be deported. Like, well, after you do jail time, then you'll be deported back to your country. No questions asked, you'd just be gone. They do not mess around when it comes to thieves, stealing, rapists, any criminal type of activity. Drugs. You do not want to be caught around here with drugs. So it's extremely safe. I mean, the rules are simple. They're not hard to follow. You know, do the right thing for the most part, right? So the good thing now, if you are driving out on the main freeway, the big one like E11 or something, the speed limit's 160 kilometers per hour. So if you like to go a little fast, I think that's close to 100 miles per hour. So but they do have a speed limit, but it's just a little bit higher than normal, than most people would you know, think, I guess. Another thing is there's tons of places to shop. I mean, if you're in Dubai, you got the Dubai Mall. You have beautiful, I mean, 5-star hotels. Like some people are like, oh, I wonder if that's a 5. It seems like everywhere you go, it's a 5-star. And it's not expensive. That's another thing, especially in the summer when it's really hot. Because when it's really hot, a lot of people like to go and do other stuff and leave out here. So everything drops on prices here. So in the summer, you can get some really, really good deals. And when I say good deals, I mean, you can get on a 5-star hotel with breakfast for you and your spouse for like probably $100. Sometimes $85 or something like that. 5-star. I'm talking swimming pool, gym, everything. Everything, you know, breakfast, 4 pieces of laundry per night per person. I mean, it's incredible. It's crazy. And if you ever want to get around, all you got to do is call for a taxi. There's taxis everywhere. Now here the government owns the taxi company, but the taxis show up, you hop in, give them a few dirham, which is their money here, they call it dirham, and boom, they'll take you anywhere you need to go. So let me see, golfing. You can golf anywhere you want. Skiing, so if you want to go snow skiing, yes, they have a place where they actually make snow, and it's in Dubai, and you can go skiing. And it literally snows inside this facility, and you can go skiing down the bunny slopes. It's pretty cool. They have the longest and the fastest zip line. I think it's like over a mile long or a mile and a half or something like that. I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, the speeds on it, I think you get up to around 100 miles per hour, I heard. So you're zipping pretty darn fast. So basically what I'm trying to get at is there are tons of stuff to do here. It's a little warm, but then like if you come here in the winter time, like let's say you live here, summer's gonna be hotter, but then the winter is gonna be really, really nice. So, I mean, you can walk around, you don't need like snow boots and all that in the winter, but it is really nice. It's cool enough to just walk around and maybe in a thin jacket or something. The people here are very welcoming. It's a beautiful place, I can tell you that much. So if you're looking for a high-paying job and you want to kind of get out of the States and do something different, come over here. And if you are here, the good thing is everything is already here. So like if you want to go to Europe, you want to go to Italy or Egypt or something like that, you're only like 3 or 4 hours away from everywhere, maybe 5 or 6. But you're not far. I mean, you're already on the other side of the ocean, so you got the main part done, right? So anyway, that's my spill on that. I hope you enjoyed what I've had to say, and you know, maybe I'll see you around.